Now let's move on with firewalls. Uh, there is a huge misconception that firewall is antivirus. Actually, it's not. It's the system or combination of system that supports an access control policy between two networks. And the firewall actually can limit users on the internet from accessing a certain portions of a corporate network and can limit internal users from accessing various portions of the internet. And this figure actually basically explains how the firewall works, and the firewall stops certain internal and external transactions like the invalid web page request just is denied by firewall. Firewall systems has three basic types: packet filter firewall, proxy server, and application layer. Okay, let's examine the first one, the packet filter firewall. Uh, as it seems, it's actually the essential router that has been programmed to filter out certain IP addresses or TCP port numbers. And this type of routers are relatively simple design, but they act very quickly. But unfortunately, they are little too simple to provide a high level of security. And uh, for let's say the external user band, it's easy to cause the internal network problems. The second one is proxy server. The proxy server is a computer running proxy server software whose function is much like that of a librarian who controls access to books in a library's rare books section. To keep costly books from getting damaged by vandalism or careless handling, many librarians do not allow even the patrons to enter this rare books room. Instead, the user, the patron, actually request information about that book, and actually it is kind of information request, and it's handled by librarian, and then librarian enters the rare books room and actually retrieves the requested volume. But the librarian then photocopies the requested information from the book and gives the photocopies to the patron. Key point is patron never comes in contact with the actual rare book. Similarly, same thing goes for proxy server. The transaction making a request of company's proxy server, firewall never comes into contact with the company's network. Any external transactions that request something from the corporate network must first approach the proxy server. And proxy server actually creates an application called the proxy, and that goes into corporate network to retrieve the requested information. This really provides very good way to create an audit log. In the previous sections, actually, we mentioned about audit log, and proxy server is more secure than uh, the previous type of firewalls, the packet filtering firewall. It's more secure. And the third one is application layer. And in application layer firewall, in it's actually inspecting all packets coming into or leaving a connection using the application layer of TCP/IP protocol suite. If you don't know the details of TCP/IP protocol suite, actually the first chapter of this book, the detailed information may be found. And the application layer firewall goes beyond IP addresses and TCP port numbers, and actually it's inspecting each packet to see if it belongs to an application or not.